Alrighty, what is going on everyone? So Star Wars Episode 9 Rise of Skywalker has been officially released, and like The Last Jedi, there have been some questions that are left unanswered. However, there are some questions that it does answer, so let's get into them. And just a warning, this video will have spoilers in it, so beware. Is Palpatine really alive? Yes. How? Well, that's actually a question that isn't answered. Is Snoke really dead? Yes, but he was actually Palpatine, or something like that. Again, not really explained. Do we find out more about Rey's family? Surprisingly, yes, Rey's grandfather is Palpatine. I'm not making this up. But doesn't that mean that one of Rey's parents is one of Palpatine's children? Yeah, and the movie just glosses right over that shit. Does Lando die in this movie? To the surprise of many fans, Lando doesn't die in this movie. However, a question that they don't answer is, when Lando's introduced, C-3PO goes, "That's Lando Calrissian," and Rey goes, we know C-3PO, but how the fuck do you know who Lando is, or what he looks like? How do you recognize Lando? You've never met him before. What is Palpatine's master plan? Palpatine wants Rey to kill him so she will be the most powerful Sith, but it's revealed that he is the reason that her parents are killed. So why didn't he just make one of his children the most powerful Sith? Is Finn used properly in this film? Nope. He went from Force Awakens being one of the main protagonists to now just being an extra with a speaking role. They've completely ruined Finn. How does Rey and Kylo's Force Skype call work? So in The Last Jedi, it's revealed that Snoke was the reason that Rey and Kylo could have the Force Skype call. He was linking them together and they had no idea what was happening or why it was happening. But in this movie, Snoke's dead, but they can still do it, which makes no sense because maybe it was Palpatine who was, being Snoke and he was linking them together. But why would Palpatine be linking them together still and then them use that to kill him? How strong is Palpatine in this movie? Very strong, except for when he's not. At the end of this movie, Palpatine shoots lightning at Rey and she deflects it back at him, very similar to what Mace Windu did in Revenge of the Sith. However, when Rey does it back at him in this movie, his fucking face explodes. So he should be stronger because he does like a massive electric EMP and just destroys everything. But then when he recreates Revenge of the Sith, that's just too much for him and he just dies. Is Luke Skywalker's lightsaber destroyed again? Nearly. Rey throws the lightsaber at a fire and Ghost Luke catches it and says something like, "This isn't the way to properly treat a Jedi weapon." What? Are you forgetting what you did to it in the last movie? Rey gives it to you and you're like, ugh, fuck this. Nearly throw it off the cliff, the same cliff you're standing on right now, but now all of a sudden you're like, oh nah, the lightsabers deserve respect. Is The Last Jedi the main downfall of this movie? Surprisingly, no. I really didn't like The Last Jedi or the way that it handled the questions that The Force Awakens set up. However, The Last Jedi isn't the reason this movie isn't good. It's just a really bad movie. Is there Force healing in this movie? That's a weirdly specific question, but yes, there is Force healing in this movie. Rey just learns how to do it off screen. She can just heal people all of a sudden, so that's new. But then she stabs a hole, this is like halfway through the movie, she stabs a hole in Kylo, and you think he's gonna die, and then she just heals him. She heals a hole in him, and he's like, oh, cool, thanks, man. And then at the end, Rey dies. Rey's dead. She's just dead at the end of this movie. And then Kylo remembers, actually, she saved me. She healed me. I could probably do that. And then walks up to her, he's like, I've got this. And then brings her back to life, and then he dies. But how the fuck can these characters save each other? It makes no sense. One, how can Rey do it at the start of this movie? Not explained. No one addresses what the fuck are you doing? How are you healing people? And then she dies, and then Kylo's like, I've got this, and then saves her. Do we finally get to see the Knights of Ren? Yes, and it is about time. They were teased in The Force Awakens, they were not mentioned in The Last Jedi, and in this movie, they just show up all of a sudden. And then a stormtrooper's like, it's the Knights of Ren. I don't know how he knows who they are, but he's like, it's the Knights of Ren. And the one standing next to him's like, cool. and then they're not seen for the rest of the movie until the end, and then Kylo just fucks them all up. So guys, those were the questions that were answered and some that weren't in the Rise of Skywalker. I have no idea how JJ thought any of this was a good idea. I think he should have just left it with Force Awakens and left Colin Trevorrow to fuck this one up on his own and just been like, hey guys, well, I made the only good one in the trilogy, so what's your problem? I did my part. Why'd you shit all over it? But that's not what happened. About halfway through this movie, I thought, yeah, there's no way this could be like the big finale, like the massive climax to the whole Skywalker saga. And I was right. So, not to end it on the note of me being right, but thank you all for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed these sort of little questions that were answered, parody kind of lists. But if you did enjoy this video, then please click the like button and subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next video. See you guys.